before I even get into it, I mean, any success that anyone experiences is all about being surrounded by the right people. So winning championships as a coach, you got a great staff, you got good players, right? And anything you succeed as a player, you got good teammates. So I've been fortunate to be surrounded by some pretty good basketball in my career. What I'll address today is a little bit of just basketball balance. At the University of Montana as a player, as a coach in this coaching tree, we've always identified ourselves as a program that wants to succeed on both sides of the ball. I think that in my years of doing scouts, watching ball on TV, experiencing competition and whatnot, I've found that a lot of programs focus on one side of the ball. They want to be the best defensive team in the conference or in the country, or the best offensive team or transition or whatever that is. I found success, or found a way to be a part of success with balance. For us, it's all preparation. Before we go into any game, the day before with prep, it's 30 minutes of film, 30 minutes of walkthrough. Day of game, get it down to about 20 minutes of film, 20 minutes of walkthrough. We will identify what our opponent is trying to accomplish on both sides of the ball before we put together a game plan. There's 5 areas for us that we focus on in terms of percentage basketball. I think it all comes down to percentages. And so for us, it's offensive field goal percentage, defensive field goal percentage, offensive rebound percentage, defensive rebounding percentage, and then assist to turnover ratio. So if we can shoot the ball at a high percentage and defend it at a low, you're probably gonna find yourself in the game down the stretch 90% of the time. For us this year, we were the only team in the conference to finish top 5 in all 5 of those categories. We were first in offensive field goal percentage, 10th in the country at 50%. And then we came in second in the other 4 categories, which leads to the reason why we go 16-4. We find ourselves competing for a championship back-to-back seasons. What I'll address today is a little bit of both. So on the offensive end for us, we want to control the tempo. Tempo is the biggest thing for us. Pace. We practice with a 20-second shot clock. Anytime we're getting up and down full court, it's always a goal to cross half court 27, 28 seconds on the shot clock. So by the time you get offense entered, you should always have more than 20 seconds to run whatever it is you're trying to run or accomplish whatever it is. You should be able to get to second, third option in that period of time and still be able to play late clock. So we speed our guys up early so we can play fast without hurrying. That really leads to a positive assist to turnover ratio for us. We were second in conference assist to turnover ratio at 15 to 11. And we've averaged about 15, 16 over the last 5 years in terms of assists. And a lot of that has to do with our pace. A lot of it has to do with deception. So we'll come down, we'll put guys in some screening actions. You might think we're looking for one thing, but we're actually trying to get another. One of the biggest things for us in terms of being successful offensively, everywhere I've been, is we can change our intent without changing the offense. So in 3 years as an assistant coach at Cal Berkeley, we had 3 different, or in 6 years there, we had 3 different guys be voted player of the year in the conference at 3 different positions running the same offense. Same thing at Old Dominion. So what happens is when you've got an upper class, you've got 5, 6 juniors and seniors on the floor, and you've got these incoming players coming, you're not really changing and trying to start new things to get your team acclimated to play with chemistry. Okay, you just tweak what your intent is based on who your best player is or what it is you're trying to get out of each possession. And we'll go through some of that here in a minute. On the defensive end, for us, it's all about aggression. Okay, we want to take away your strengths. We want to take away your intent. So when I watch film, I'm trying to see what it is you're trying to get out of all the actions that you run and then take those things away. I want to force you into your second, third option. Most teams, when they put offense in, they don't get to second, third options. The best player gets the ball and he makes a play. Okay? We also want to figure out what your strengths and what your weaknesses are and play to your weaknesses. If I find a team that's got a negative assist to turnover ratio, I'm going to try to keep the ball in the hands of the guys that turn it over so we can get it and get down and get high percentage shots. The best way to get high percentage shots, force turnovers, force bad shots. So on the offensive end, it's all about shot selection for us. We want uncontested shots. On the defensive end, we contest everything. We contest passes, we contest shots, or we try to. Some guys are better at doing it than others. The guys that get it done, that's who plays. And from time to time, you have some guys that are just so good offensively that you can make up for it, but you try not to get yourself stuck in that situation. If you can compete on both sides of the ball, you can compete with anyone, because you might find a team that might average 90 points a game, shoot 55% from the floor. So now you're relying on your defense to keep you in the game. You might have to speed your team up to score with that team. My first year, we played Davidson, who was averaging about 95 a game at the time, and we lost to him 110 to 100. And prior to that, as a head coach, I had always been about offense. At my time at Green River, we averaged over 100 points a game for 2 years, 103 and 104. And so my thing was, hey, take it out of the net, let's go. And eventually you're gonna wear your team down with the pressure that you put on them offensively. That didn't work very much against Davidson. We gave up 55% from the floor, 60 from 3. We only lost by 10, but giving up 110 points in one game at home is embarrassing in front of 7,000 people. So that was when I kind of made the tweak that we need to spend a little more time on defense. All right, you're on offense, you take that block over there. You're on defense on that side, you're on offense on that side. I got a wing here. All right, you're on offense, you're on D. Got it. Okay? There's a series of types of screens that we execute, and typically when I do a scout, you figure that everybody's really gonna run just a few types of screens. All right, you got what I call a baseline screen right here that we'll identify right now, and we'll use this as our example today. We got what we call a go screen, which would be a little more of an angled screen. So baseline screen, a guy's probably trying to get the shot out here on the wing somewhere. A go screen, he's probably coming back towards the ball, anywhere from the lane line to the top of the key. And you got flare screens, and you got pin downs. I call those a gut, okay? So we'll talk on both sides of the ball right here in terms of what our tendencies are and then what our balance is, which allows us to kind of play well on both sides of the ball regardless of what you run offensively. So let's say right now our best player is our wing. This is my 20 points a game and I gotta get him shots, okay? So in this situation, we adjust to our strength. So on a baseline screen in this situation, I need my screens wide and a little higher, right about here, okay? We want the ball lane line away a little bit so there's space. That way the guy defending the ball, when he contests the pass or jumps to the ball, that he doesn't crowd my shooter, okay? We're always gonna be deceptive. So if you want to come that way, there's obviously gonna be more guys on the floor, so he's not necessarily sure where you're going, but you're always gonna set him up to go somewhere and then come back the other direction, correct? Okay, as I come off of this screen, my goal, okay, if we stop here, is I'm shoulder to shoulder every single time. If I can come off shoulder to shoulder off this screen, my defender can't get between me and the ball, which is gonna force an issue here, right? So as we come, boom, okay, we're right here. This guy's gotta make a decision, okay? So does this guy, all right? Now, prior to the game, I've already watched this team on film. So let's say right now they play rules defense, they play safe, okay? They do what we call a tag, which is just chase a guy off the screen, okay? And let's say the post player helps, okay? And he shows up. Rules defense, very similar to how we would play, okay? In this situation, I've got to be spaced away over here because this guy's gonna have to curl fairly deep to get open, correct? So as he curls off of this thing for 3, all right, right about here, right about here, right about here, all right? My man's job right here is the most important job, more so than the screen. We know he's gonna be open. The delivery is gonna determine whether he gets a shot or not, right? So if he's a terrible passer, a point guard that might average 1 or 2 assists a game, he probably throws the ball to the outside hand. What did we want off of this screen? Did we want a shot, or do we want him to just catch the ball and make a play? Okay, a lot of teams that I watch on film, the way they run offense, they're just trying to catch it and play. They're relying on this guy to go one-on-one, which makes it a lot easier for us because we hold our opponent to 43%, that's probably gonna be a 35% night if he's gonna go one-on-one in this situation. Does that make sense? Okay, let's come back to that. Now, I watch this guy on film quite a bit. He cheats, okay? So we've identified that this defender right here is gonna shoot the gap, and we know that. We've watched that on film. So now we're gonna do what I would call a flatten, okay? He's gonna come up off this screen, okay? Now, stop here. The screener needs to identify what this guy is doing. If he sees him start to shoot the gap, he yells flatten, okay? He yells flatten. As he does that, he slides up lane line high to force the guy to come higher. You now know it's a flatten. You're gonna put that ball on the floor and get to this lane line high here, okay? As he cheats high, my shooter is gonna come off and slide all the way down corner deep for 3. Boom. Boom, exactly like that. Okay, so now you cheated up. There's no help on the baseline. If the big runs out, he dives, uncontested layup. Right? Come back. If he doesn't, and he stays home, and you chase, and you can take away this shot, now we're in what we would call a rip. Catch it, drive it baseline, you slide to the front of the rim, big man comes, drop off, that's a dunk. Okay? Shooter on the other side of the street would be in the corner, the other big guy would be lifted, and he would dive backside for layup. So no matter what the defense does, they're always wrong. So during the course of the year, as I put in offense, every action we run, I'm always going to say the defense is always going to be wrong, even this help defender, and we'll get to that next. This is what we would call X. A lot of people call it floppy. So you got to screen the screener. You got another perimeter player screening for this guy, and he's coming off of a triple. There'd be another post player over here setting this screen, okay? Now we know they're going to switch it, right? So you're going to jump on the outside of him, and you're going to wait for him to come back and get him, correct? Okay? And I'm going to jump on the outside of this, right? So screen for him, come through. Okay, so now we said switch, right? Okay, now you would curl all the way through, hard curl all the way through the opposite wing. This guy now is coming right back behind him where there's no help on the backside, shot over here. And he would have been standing over there waiting for that guy to come back to him. Okay? So no matter what you do defensively, you're going to be wrong, and we're going to know what your tendencies are. Typically, we'll come out of timeouts and draw those counters up. Okay? All right, now let's come back to the start. Now let's say our best player is our post player. Okay, my wings are pretty good, but this is my best player, and this is the guy I want to get the ball. Okay? Last year, we had 4 guys in double figures. Our point guard was our best player, okay? But our post was our most productive offensive player. Okay, he shot 56% from the floor, 55 for 2 years consecutively. He was top 5 in the country in conference in rebounding. He led the conference in offensive rebound. Okay, the only area he struggled was at the free throw line, and that was a problem for us down the stretch at times. But since we know this is our best player, we're now going to set these screens tighter, because we want him to have the ball. But it's the same action, all right? So now he's straddling, all right? Just straddle this hash mark right here. You know this guy's gonna help on the screen. He's high side, right? Okay? You go ahead and set that screen, clear out on the back side. Now when you come, do the same thing you'd have done. Curl all the way to the wing, chase him. Okay, now, no, I'm sorry, to the top, up here, okay? Typically, this guy's job would have been high side and ready to help in case he curled across, correct? Okay, as he knew that was happening, while he's sliding up, he's vulnerable. He's going to take this hip and put it into his hip right there and duck up. Side, baseline pass, uncontested layup. That's why my post, every year I've had at least 2 posts shoot over 50% from the floor. That's why as a team we can shoot 50%, because our post players are shooting uncontested layups. From time to time, that guy will stop helping and he'll play behind, which is fine. We'll just duck him with 2 feet in the paint and play one-on-one on the block. Okay? Last piece of that. Come on back here. All right? Let's say we can't get it in. Hit. All right? Now, he throws it in. Now, typically in our conference, a lot of teams like to double the post. Most people, if you know the post is being doubled, you don't want to throw the ball in there. But why not keep giving the ball to our best player and then play 3-on-4 on the backside? Right? Take advantage of the things, the tendencies that you know they have. So if I know they're going to double down on that, right? Okay? Here comes the post from the other side. We got a post on the backside, right? You know, anytime they double ball side, they're probably not going to let you get the ball back out. They're going to deny that, right? Run to the corner and just take him completely out of the play there. We need that spacing. You're going to come all the way over here, lane line outside. You're going to come as wide as you need to come to get this ball. All right? Now this defender, if it's a double, he got 2 guys. Slide that lane line right there. He's got 2 guys, okay? All you need to do is get him the ball. Most big guys take a dribble and they try to make that pass themselves and throw it through a defender. We're gonna play 2-on-1 right here, okay? With a backside post ready to duck, right? Pass comes back out, he closes hard, you turn it one more time, that's an uncontested 3. So if I know you're going to double the post, I'm going to throw in the ball and I'm going to put my best shooter on the backside. And then I got a secondary post looking for layup because there's 2-on-1 back here on this back side. No matter what you do defensively, if we can execute our intent, you're wrong. And that's what we try to structure our offense around, right? Now that's one action, that's one set. Whether it's a go screen, whether it's flare screens, or whatever we do, it's the reads on the screens are the same thing. We had a guy by the name of Alan Crabb, probably a familiar name to you, at University of California. Couldn't put the ball on the floor to save his life. But he scored 17 a game and was player of the year because he could read these screens, right? And then he got paid $77 million a year to go stand in the corner and let it fly, right? So sometimes a system can make a good player great or an okay player good. And I think that that's where we've been consistent, is that we don't have to have the best player in the league to win games. And then when we are fortunate to have the best players in the league like we had the last couple of years, we run through the league, right? Okay, this guy's a shooter. We know he's lights out, okay? In this scenario, okay, we're gonna tag him. If you can get to this outside hip, you can't get screened. And then you're gonna shoot the gap once you clear the screen, right? Okay? Now, if I can make some contact before he turns that corner, I'm a pretty good defender, right? So as he takes off, if you can get a bump right here, boom, now he's gotta come wide and you're between him and that screen. Now, just as you get to the screen, you're going to get to his outside hip, you're going to ride, and then you're going to shoot. Might be a steal, might be a deflection. Best case scenario, he did what he did. He runs out here and catches the ball, they're starting over. Other piece of that is, look how far that post feed is. So now you've affected their timing, their spacing, they're not getting what they really want. That was probably the first option. Maybe the second option. Most teams I play against, the post don't post up anymore anyway, so that guy's probably just standing there waiting for him to shoot it, throw it back to him and start over. Now we got him late clock. We got a 15, 14 seconds, they go to a ball screen. We're super aggressive in ball screens. You're gonna have to pass out of that ball screen to make a play. There's never gonna be a guard come off a ball screen and shoot the ball, not against us the way we defend those, right? Okay, let's come back to that. Probably the last 5 years in our league, we've had 2 to 4 perimeter players average over 20 a game. It's a scorer's league, okay? With that being said, sometimes fighting through that screen the way we just fought through it ain't good enough. I don't want him to have the ball, or if he does, he's got to get rid of it, okay? So this guy isn't just a shooter, he's a player now. Now at this situation, we would do what we call a wing fire, okay? We call it a wing fire. You're going to chase him off the screen as normal. You're going to get, okay, stop right here. You're going to get high side like you normally would, okay? On the flight of the ball, that's a trap. Boom, okay? This offside post over here would have anticipated that, and on the flight of the ball, he's in denial. We're overloaded on this side. The only thing he could do is dribble out. If he dribbles out, you fly back to your guy, they start over, you're 12, 13 seconds, now you got to go to a late ball screen. You're done. Right? Come back to that. Okay? If they're like us and they like to throw it into the post, set the screen tight, come off of that thing to the wing, you're looking to go side and in, you ducked him. Okay? Now, stop here. We're in what we call a monster. That's a post double. That's a post double, right? Because you know that, you're going to still try to push him off the block and lean on him a little bit and try to get him outside the paint, right? On the flight of the ball, you know I'm coming. I need you to get baseline side. I'm cheating, and I'm telling you, monster, monster, monster. Okay, this guy here is gonna slide down a little bit. Weak side defenders would be in the paint, ready to rotate. On the flight of the ball, make the pass. By the time he caught it, we're belly up, and that's a trap. All he can do is dribble out. If he dribbles out, I get back to my man, they throw it out, they start over again. Rules defense. That's about all we do defensively, really, to be honest with you. We don't switch off ball screens. We don't shoot the gap. We don't gamble. From time to time, the last thing we'll do, come on back. From time to time, we might identify this guy as a non-shooter. Okay, we got a team called Sac State in our league. They love this floppy. They love this baseline. They just run it over and over and over. And they try to run our guys into the ground. We're running into screens. We're tired. We go down on offense. We have no patience. We shoot ourselves out of games. Okay? We've got our worst road record against them in conference. And they haven't finished past 10th place yet. It's just one of those teams we've struggled with. Okay? So what we do is we'll identify non-shooter. If we identify non-shooter, you stay home and push him off the block on this screen. He comes off, at the last minute, shoot the gap. If he flattens, he can have that shot because he's 20% from 3. We're going to close short, make sure he doesn't drive baseline, take it away. Okay? This post will stay home. Backside post will be the help defender on the drive. Typically they won't come, they pull it back out, they start over. We love to get teams with 13, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Because typically what are they going to do? Ball screen, right? Okay, so you saw that. It's late clock. You dribble the ball over here to the wing. You call the big man out. He comes out. He sets the screen. All right, we are trapping that. If we stop here, let's say you're in the corner. Whoever has the opposite corner defender has rim. Okay, so you got this roller as he slides through. You come early. You can steal all this if you want to, especially if you're a smaller defender. All right, we're going to touch this guy, and as he comes off the screen, we're going to jump him, and our angle is to slide into half court. If we can get him retreating, you sprint back out, you got back to your man. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contested three-point shot, we're gone. Bad shots, turnovers, lead to layups. And we probably get 5, 6 breakaway layups off of late clock pull-up threes that just bang off the side of the rim. Ball rebound and we're gone. Okay? And then every once in a while you run into a monster. You know, our Pac-12 games, we can put those numbers together and it still could be a 10-point loss from time to time. Right? But it gave us a chance to compete. It gave us a chance to compete. So for me, I just kind of wanted to share that concept because I watch a lot of basketball, college, NBA, more so college, a lot of high school. And I see teams run actions that are very similar to what we run, but guys are just catching the ball and then putting it on the floor and playing. And to me, if that's how you're playing, you might as well just spread the floor and play dribble drive. Why even run screens if you're not going to try to score off of them because you're just wasting time? Right? That's 7 to 10 seconds off the clock. You know, if you have a shot clock of lost opportunity, you might as well just spread the floor and attack the rim from the beginning of the clock. Right? Or get into a high ball screen early and get that double team in play, which a lot of people are doing that as well. If we don't trap the ball screen, the other thing we'll do is we call it an ice and we just push them to the baseline. Right? And then from there we just play basketball.
How do you introduce your players, like your first year players, to your offensive and defensive schemes? Breakdown. We bring them in the summer. We bring them in July. And a lot of it is 2-on-2, 3-on-3 situations we put them in. And it's all terminology. So, you know, one day, usually the first week is all defense. So we'll put them in some actions and just let them do whatever they do offensively and build up the defensive concepts. And then we'll come back a week later and flip it and say, okay, here's what we're trying to get out of it. But most of it comes in the summer with just small group workouts and make sure those young guys are getting the most reps. A little follow the leader with the veterans.
I'm going to talk about ball screen defense. A number of years ago, I don't mean like 50 years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, 15 or so, I should say, Mike D'Antoni, who played international basketball himself, played professional basketball, coached international basketball, came over to the States. He was with the Denver Nuggets initially, then he ended up coaching with the Phoenix Suns. The influence that he brought from the international game had a lot to do with ball screen offense. Those of you that remember, that's when in the heyday, Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, and they started playing 4 out, 1 in, and they were positionless. You didn't know who the shooting guard was. You didn't know who the 3 or the 4. You just didn't know. They were everywhere. That influence began to matriculate throughout the NBA. It went down to the college game, and now let me ask you, how many high school coaches are in here? Thank you. Put your hands down. How many of you face multiple ball screen situations when you're playing against teams? Okay, not everyone does it, but I know at our level now, if you are not capable of defending the ball screen, you're not capable of being very successful. Almost every team we play run multiple ball screens, number one. Number two, they have multiple players that are effective in the ball screen situation. So what we've learned is we've had to be very, very good at guarding the ball screen. And even as much time as we put on it, when they have the right people in place, the right pieces, they have a dynamic guard that can handle the ball and read the coverages. Very aggressive, he can shoot it. If you go under the ball screen, he can step behind and shoot the ball. He makes the right reads, guys are filling up behind, all of that. And you have shooters around him, and you have a big that can really elevate and get up and he can throw the ball up. It's just tough to deal with. But we try our best, and as opposed to waiting until I'm done and letting you ask questions, I'm going to ask you to talk and ask questions as we go. There are a number of ways to guard ball screens. There are about 8 or 9 primary ways to guard a ball screen. One of the ways we'll talk about is, Coach DeCure mentioned it, jumping the ball screen or hedging the ball screen. Regardless of what you're going to do, you better understand your personnel. There's multiple ways to guard the ball screen. You can't go to a clinic such as this and watch the way someone's guarding, or watch a game on television. Well, I like the way they're guarding the ball screen, and your personnel doesn't match. Your personnel has to match whatever you're doing. I think coaches that are successful look at their personnel, then they find something to match their personnel. I think we make mistakes when we have our own system that we love and adore, and we're just going to make someone run that system, or we're going to force it. I think a lot of times we fall short when we do that. Well, ball screen defense is no different. What do you have? How quick are your posts? How big? How small? How slow? Depending on what you have is how it will determine how you're going to defend the ball screen. So we'll start out with just the jump, and we're going to set up a basic ball screen situation. If you guys could come out and just get aligned. And what us coaches do a lot, we'll see things, oh yeah, that's what we do. Okay, that is maybe what you do, but how are you doing it? How often are you teaching it? What kind of reps are you getting in it? What are the major teaching points? I've made the mistake of doing that myself as a coach. I watch something, it looks good, it looks effective, but I don't know the teachings of it. I don't know the inner workings of it. I don't know how long it takes them to drill this before it becomes effective. What if someone does a few different counter moves to it? Okay, then now what do you do that? How do you adjust? If you don't know the teaching points, you can get stuck in it and then you end up junking it. You got to really believe in it. Okay, we'll just start out here with, we call it the jump, hedging the ball screen. Number one thing, now you got to look, what do we have? It's important to know. We have someone in the corner. Now I didn't tell them where to go, they just set this up. So you have to be able to look at the offense, assess what's going on as you scout a team and decide how you want to do it. But it starts way back before the season started. What's the simplest way, most effective way we can defend the ball screen action that we're going to face the most frequently? So we've got what we would call a strong action because we've got a strong side in the post. Number one thing that has to happen is you have to stop the ball. So you're gonna hedge or jump, right? Okay, what's your name?
Viante.
Okay, Viante, you're gonna jump the ball screen now. Whatever technique you want to use in terms of how you want to jump, that's up to you. We're going to talk about the purpose, the positioning, and the emphasis, what you want to do on this. So we do say this, that we need to match feet. Deontay, you got to match his feet. So that means you need to be parallel. This way on this side, up toward half court. There we go. Now we're matching feet. Your feet are matching his feet. You need to get down and wide. Let's see what you look like there. Okay, now you're going to go to the touch. You're touching too much. There we go. That's right, to the touch. Okay, this is not bad over here, but what's the number one thing we're trying to do on defense? We're trying to stop the ball. If you're on this side of that midline, you're more worried about him over here. You're not really worried about that ball. There we go. Now we're concentrating on stopping the ball. Now, there's a lot of pressure on you here because we want you to stop the ball. I don't care if you roll and they throw 5 dunks to him. That's not you. That's not on you. You have to stop the ball. You start getting concerned here and you're worried about him, he turns the corner, that's on you. You got to work your tail off once you're here. Let's just say you want to call it, if we wanted to call, let's just call it jump. You're going to jump the ball screen. You start yelling it out early, jump, jump. I'm defending here. I don't know if you're going to force them in your defensive concepts. You're forcing the middle. You're forcing them sideline. Not sure, but whatever it is, if you're going to jump, when that happens, I need to get right up on this hip and not allow him to reject the screen. Nowadays, guards are becoming so much better at rejecting the screen. They take a dribble, get you leaning, bam, they're coming back here. Now your coverage is shifted over there and there's no one there. You cannot allow him to reject the screen. Before we do anything else on the ball screen, we got to stop the ball. We got to put ourselves in a position to stop the ball, right? Okay, so you get up, you're sending him. You got to get up in him on his hip. There you go. You're like really aggressive. He's not getting that way, right? Maybe you still do it, but the days I think, the days of defending the ball screen where I'm defending you and I'm getting over, I don't think are as effective anymore. It's just too difficult. So we want to get here. You kind of, fellas, you kind of get off the hook a little bit, because when you can come right here, not your responsibility is there, you have your help. You're kind of off the hook. Even if he beats you, that's what you want. You want him to get here. Okay, so you're coming off. There, Coach DeCure mentioned it. If he dribbles straight this way without taking a dribble or two to half court, you've not done your job, all right? You've got to stick with him, get through. Now you're going to go over the screen, all right? And then you're going to go under the hedge that way. When you're through, you're letting your teammate know, I'm back. You don't go anywhere until he says, I'm back. Because you can get confused. Well, I thought. That's why you communicate. There should be no thoughts. You're going to come up to the top. A lot of times, this is a stretch forward that can flat out shoot the ball, so you got to stay home with him. Okay, you're far away from the ball as possible. Yep, up in that area, you're putting something on his mind. So now, you are out here. Let's go back. Come on, Deontay. Right here, you're on your way back. He's got a wide open layup. What happens here? We call you the tag man. You're tagging. So as he's rolling to the rim, as the ball is coming this way, you got to be concerned with him out here. You have to tag, meaning you're going to impede his progress and not let's just let him get a straight run to the rim, because he's really good. He's going to get him, right? Now, while that's happening, most of the time in most offenses, you're coming out of the corner, rising up to this area, so that if I go and help on the tag man, then he's wide open. That's why this is huge when you're doing this. If I tag here, you just roll to the rim. Rolling. If I tag here, I'm dead. You must tag near the elbow. So go back. You're in the corner. As he's coming off the ball screen, we try to tell our team and try to teach this. When the ball leaves you, follow it, because it's going to place you in the weak side, proper weak side position. So I'm here. Okay, you go. I'm following the ball because the ball is leaving me. Now here he comes. That takes me to here. Now I'm tagging, and I hold him up a little bit so my teammate can catch. He's coming back to me anyway, most of the time. Now, not only am I tagging him and he's back, I'm in a better position to come back here to take the shooter. All right, let's go back and set it up again. Come on up, let's go. Jump, 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 jump. Okay, stop. Good. That's really good. That's really good. You're holding here. This is the holder. He's going to be holding right here just a little bit. You're going to help here until he gets back. We love to say the phrase when you're on the weak side, my body is weak side help, but my mind is in the corner. I am a deterrent. I'm just here to discourage you, making you think there's nothing here, but I am very concerned about this. If your mind is over there, now you're going to be here. Now you're violating what we're talking about, being concerned with the ball. They don't know I'm worried about him over here because my body says I'm worried about this. So I'm here. I'm there till he gets back. As he gets closer, now I can move over here a little bit. Question. With all of that we just talked about, what might be the biggest key in defending that ball screen the way it was? Anticipation is always, absolutely. Defensively, guys that anticipate are much better. What might be the biggest key? Communication. Communication, yes. What action, what movement on defense? Tagger? The tagger is huge, but where you tag. Again, if I'm tagging here, it's too late. He's down here too far. I can't get anywhere. I don't stop anything. I've got to tag high. I can't let him get that far. And then stop the ball. Guards are too good. That's very basic. That's very simple. So what I'd like for you to do now is mention a type of ball screen that you may struggle with or have always wondered, wow, how do you got that one? That's a rough one. Let's talk about it. Let's put them in that situation. While you're thinking about it, here are your options. You've got the jump. You've got what many call ice or down. We call it blue. Coach DeCure mentioned that one as well, where they send it to the baseline. You've got the trap, which Coach mentioned. We call that green. You've got what we call black, just straight switch. You've got a plug, where it's, instead of jumping out, you're here, you're flat, and the guy turns the corner, and you're kind of right here with him. You got the plug. We've got what we call weak. What do you do when the ball is in the middle? Ball screen in the middle. Which way do you send it? Most players are right-handed, so you want to send them to their opposite hand. So the plug, come on up right here. Let's go set the flat ball screen. Go set it. Yeah, I'm sorry, you set it right here. Right away, when he yells weak, he starts yelling weak. Let's back up a little bit. I'm sorry. Yep, right there. He yells weak. You're going to jump on his right hand and make him go left. So we got weak, stop. This is a plug situation right here. This is called plug. He's plugging it up. So come on off. We're sending him weak. We know what's going on. Got to come out and get back. You stay back. What are you doing? Oh, yes, sir. My man. It's about that ball, right? Okay. You can get it out there. You're quick enough to get it out there. The other one now on this situation is off. This is for a lot of times for maybe a big that's not as quick. Okay, he's a little bit slower foot. Now he's off, so I'm going to get back here. My job is to just try to corral the guard. You got to keep coming. You get over the top. I'm here. I'm off the screen just so that he can't get around the corner. I'm here. He comes back. I still kind of have the rim runner here. That would be off. Smother. Smother. Let's get you in the slot or at the top. This is hard to do on the side. You get you at the top. Right there. That's good. Slot. Smother. I'm going to come up. And I'm going to come right here, and you're going to go under. Go. Right here. I got to put pressure on him to move him up so he can't back me down. That would be smother. That's 8 or 9 different ways to defend the ball screen. I watched a USA team about 10 years ago play against a team from Greece. It just so happened a few weeks prior to that, I was working with USA Basketball. Coach K's running this practice. You know, they have LeBron, Dwayne Wade, all, you know, the regular crew. And I'm telling you, I watched them work on ball screen defense for an hour. I watched it. When they played Greece, it was as if they couldn't spell ball screen defense. Did they not know what to do? They knew exactly what to do. They had the personnel to run any type of ball screen defense. But here's what happened. When I watched it, it looked like that. And then when I eventually asked their coaches, they said that's exactly what happened. They worked on so many different ways to guard the ball screen. One guy was in a smother position. Another guy was in a jump position. No, it's a jump. Next time, the other thing happened. He makes his correction, and it just looked like they didn't know. So, in my opinion, I think less is more in ball screen defense. You have all of these fancy ways, so-called fancy ways to defend the ball screen, but how simple can you make it for your group that matches their personnel? That's what I think, that's the key to it. And you're consistent with it. And you can talk about it all you want, you better drill it every day. You better break down and drill it every day. Things that you're going to face in games the majority of the time, you got to drill them every day. You can't introduce them once a week, once every 2 weeks, preseason, and then you leave it alone. Staggered on ball. Now, what situation is this? What word did we use to describe this side of the floor in this situation? Strong. Now, this is a strong situation. So we got our tagger, right? We got the guy jumping. He's getting back. It's the same situation. The first guy could jump, or we can have the second guy jump. Where he comes off, first guy's plugging, you're plugging, second guy's jumping. That's right. So now, in most of these situations like this, the first guy's the rim runner. Second guy's going to spot up. So you would rim run. So go ahead. All right, he already rim ran. So he's there because he's plugging. Now we got the next guy, he's here. Now watch this one. Watch this one. Come up. Come off, jump this, you're out here, right? But this is a great shooter. Come on, you're popping here, this is a great shooter. You gotta follow the ball, right? He's wide open. This may sound crazy, but I've seen it work. Let me guard your spot. I jump it, here, you come back, go here, get under me, and you come off, and you run back in the passing lane. So I jump, but then I run back in the passing. So I'm hedge,
I'm back.
back into the passing lane. It's hard for this guy to get that ball to the shooter. Which one? The elevator screen. Help me. I mean, I know the elevator screen when two guys are here and one runs through them and then they close it. Okay. That's one of those plays the Cure was talking about for the shooter. All right. Now that one, we can talk about that one since you brought it up. How old are you?
14.
They run elevator screen for you? Figured it. Come off this back screen. Now you go through here. As his man helps, he goes through. You guys set this screen right here. Right there. And you hit him. Is that what you're talking about? Do you usually get a bucket off that? Yeah? Man. Someone else. Ball screen situations. Slip screen. Man. That's a tough one. If you don't load up on the side of the ball, people will slip screen you to death if you're jumping it like this. But if you load up on this side, we'll have what we call the lob guy take the guy on the slip screen. So let me take your spot a second. All right? So we're down here. I'm going to sprint. As I sprint, you come up a little bit. How you going to jump it? I plant, and now I go this way. Right here. You should be here. That's right. You're going to pick up the guy slipping. Understand this too. Most offenses, when they're running something like this out of the corner, most offenses aren't looking just to throw to this guy. They're trying to suck you in and then go back to that guy. So you can always cheat when you see it coming. Again, a lot of times it's on the scout. He has the ball and you see that coming up. I can cheat. Body's here, my mind's there. If he throws back, I'm headed back here. But this guy, the lob guy, he's picking him up on the slip till his guy gets back. Okay?
What about rescreen? So you do a pick and roll twice.
Rescreen is tough. We just like to switch the rescreen or trap it. First one, you got it. Good. Here it comes again. It's either a trap or a switch. In the middle of the floor, we weak it. Okay? We will switch occasionally, depending on personnel, and we will green, what we call green. We'll trap it. But really, game in and game out, unless we call it, we're guarding it two ways, depending on where the ball is. We're sending it to the baseline, or we're weakening it, sending it to the left side. Once you hear down or ice or blue, you're going to do opposite of what we did when we jumped. Remember we were getting on his hips in the middle? Yeah. Now you're going to send a baseline. So once you hear it, what we're doing. Let's see. Yep, now that's fine, except we want to be very aggressive. Okay? So what's happening is, I've got him. When I hear ice, right there. I'm getting right in here. Now, most teams put the guy here. Analytics would say that this is not as high a percentage shot. Okay? I would have liked to tested that out when I played, but we won't get into that because I'm just an old dude trying to coach. But this guard is really good. Guys guard it. He can get in here. You're up here. This guy's really good. He can jab you, get you a little higher, and then snake it, and then get in here. Now there's all kind of problems. We want to avoid that. Good guards get in here. Your ball screen defense just got blown up when good guards get in here. We want to keep them out of here. So we like our guy to come all the way up to the level of his man. So you're setting that screen. You're here. We're going to come up to the level of my teammate right here. We're going right here. Arms distance, let's touch. Right here. So this is how we're guarding this when we send it down. What's key is the other side. Coach DeCure alluded to this as well. So we've got a guy on the strong side block. Another guy strong side elbow. You're on the weak side. This is a triangle. You're here. Okay? Yeah, right here. So I guarantee you, if you throw a hook pass to that other corner, you can get there. If he throws there or there, you got first pass. Okay? This is a zone. We're zoning up on this side. If he rolls high, you've got him. He rolls low, you have him. So this guy can really shoot it. I mean, really shoot it. So he sets it, he sends it down to the baseline, he pops. At this point, top guy does what we call stunt. He can come here, hold him up, ball comes back to me, you stunt. Now while he will come here, exactly, while you're here, what are you doing? Yes, exactly right. So you throw it back here, stunt, I'm going to shoot, I can't get it, he goes there, we go back and now we're back in coverage, okay? If we stun it, if we do a good job of stunning it, that's what we can do. The other thing is, in this situation, you can trap it or switch it, okay? So the key for us is this defender is just getting right up here to give the appearance that there's a wall and there's no way to go, okay? On the side, that's what we do. If the ball is on either side of the midline, that's what we do. So you don't even have to call right or left, because if I'm defending here and I hear the call, ice, down, blue, whatever it is, I know I'm sending them this way. If I'm on this side of the floor and I hear it, I know I'm sending him that way. University of Houston, Calvin Sampson is the head coach. Unbelievable coach. They send you to your weak hand. They down it and they send it to the weak hand. So if you're right-handed, they always send you this way. So you're always making a left-hand pass. They'll plug it from the top or jump it. On the other side, they down it. And to me, I think he has some really smart guys to remember that. Just, man, less is more to me, so they can forget. The best I've ever seen at jumping the ball screen was UCLA's teams when Ben Howland was the coach, and Cincinnati's teams when Bob Huggins was the coach. But I'm just telling you, both of them had unbelievably quick, nimble, quick-twitched bigs. UCLA, Alfred Aboye and Mbamute, Ryan Hollins, those guys, Coach Will, you remember those guys? I mean, they could move, they could get down this low, they could move their feet, and it was as good like a guard. I mean, you felt like you were getting trapped. And then way back, Cincinnati had Kenyon Martin, a guy named Pete Michaels. Man, these guys were athletic and fast, and their personnel fit exactly what they were doing. They would give you fits. I just want to finish by saying, then I'll open up for any questions you might have. What, if I were to ask any one of your players that you coach, if this happens or doesn't happen, or what is it that's going to make your coach lose it in terms of what you've been taught? Is it because you didn't get back on defense? You didn't rebound, you didn't box out, you took a bad shot, you committed a turn. What is it? Coach will tolerate some things, he'll coach us, but man, if this one happens, he's on one, if that happens. What is that for you? You don't need to answer, but what is that for you? For some, there are 2 or 3 things. But if you don't have that identity, whatever it is that you hold your hat on, that they know this is an absolute, I cannot get away with not doing this, or I better do this every time the right way. If you don't have that, man, you got to go to the drawing board and find out what that is. What is your team identity? What is that? It's really, really important. As a younger coach, I don't know if I figured that out as much. But there came a point when it's like, no matter what, we're going to be good at this. And we may not be good at it, but it won't be to a lack of trying. They're going to know what we're supposed to be good at. Very, very important. Questions? Any questions you might want to ask? Yes, sir.
Philosophy on a right-hand contest versus left-hand contest?
Woo! Come on. You got a ball?
Yep.
Don't think you're about to bust me up out here. Start smiling all hard like I'm about to take this dude. Right-handed or left-handed shooter? Okay, he's left-handed. You want to jump and contest here. Right-handed shooter. I don't know. That's what some people say. You want to send them, your defensive philosophy is we want to send everything baseline. So do you jump here every time, even though he's right-handed? I'm telling you, I don't know the real answer to that. I know this. We talk about a legit closeout is when your hand is on top of the ball. So Darian's a great shooter, throw the ball to yourself. By the time he catches it, that's my hand's on top of the ball right now. It's right here. If I'm not there with a shooter, that's not a contest. Do it again. Ball, 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 ball. What is that? Okay, I'm not there. He can just shoot it, right? If I close out and he can really shoot it, and he's got like he is a bucket, right? When I close out and I'm this close like this, that's a bucket, okay? Really good scorers will get the ball and they come at you and they'll do that. This simple move right there. Here, your hands are down, then they lift up on you. All right? So you've got to come out on top of the ball. If you know you can't get there, you know it. That's when we teach to leave the feet. But if I'm lazy and he just gives me a fake and I was here and I just leave my feet, we don't want to do that either. And they're just little subtle things that, man, you have to constantly call your players on. He's up on the ball. They pass it. Woo, look how hard he's on that ball. Boy, he's getting after that ball. Man, just backdoor him. There's so many different ways that you can let up that way. Another one that bothers me is a guy that plays on the floor and won't play aggressive offensive basketball. First of all, he does that. I hate that. It's not a basketball play. You're in a triple threat. If you're going to feed the post and you got to throw overhead pass, throw it here. He's not there, get back. Don't catch it and automatically do this. You're a non-offensive threat. You come off, your guy's trailing you, you square up. Oh, what are you doing? You're open, make a play. That really bothers me when guys don't play basketball and they're aggressive.
What's your philosophy on team defensive rebounding? Are you sending the whole team to crash the boards, or are you looking for transition opportunities, sending like 3 of your top rebounders?
Great question. Defensively, we want all 5 guys to check where their man is and go back and make an advance toward the paint. All 5 guys. Now, that's hard to coach. It's hard to get guys to do that because you know the deal. Right? You've seen it. 5 guys. My guy shoots, come back in here. Long rebounds. We had a guy at Washington, when I coached at the University of Washington, named John Brockman. The good news about John is he got every rebound. More than anyone in the history of the University of Washington's program. The bad news is when you play with him, you believe that too. So you just take off. John's got it. 5 guys go back. A lot of long rebounds. A lot of tips. Some coaches tip, bat out. If you can't get it, bat it out. Okay? You can't leak all 5. The discipline comes in when you come back and you still sprint. I don't know, maybe it hits a nerve because you play up tempo means you're not disciplined. But because you play really slow, you're disciplined. If you can get your team to fill those lanes every time you get the ball full speed, that's discipline. That's mental toughness. It's a lot of discipline with that. If you can get your team to push that ball up the floor 100 miles an hour and take a decent shot and not turn it over, that's discipline. That's discipline. There are different ways to be disciplined than just slow the ball down the entire game. That's one way of it. There's other ways to be disciplined on it. But that rebounding, you got to be disciplined to come back. You got to come back. You don't have to go all the way back to the rim. Make a step toward, see what's going on. As soon as we gain possession, boom, we're out. Good question. Yes?
If you're defensively, if we do give up a bucket, and we want to push after mid-basket, do you designate one person only to take the ball out, or do you take closest man to the ball?
One person. In practice, if someone else other than that person takes it out, we call it a turnover. Okay? It's habits. Part of being up-tempo, part of being a running team, habits. You got to do it every time. You got to do it every single time.
When you're up 3 at the end of the game, you foul or you let them shoot?
Here's the question. Up 3, end of the game. Do you foul or let them shoot? How many foul? How many let them shoot? I got a story to tell you. Long time ago, many years ago, I played for Golden State Warriors. Long time ago. We were playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm a player now. I'm 23 years old at the time. I'm thinking more like a player than a coach. I was a point guard. I was thinking, okay, what are we going to run, all that stuff, but I still wasn't thinking completely like a coach. We're up 3 with 5 seconds left. Coach's name was Al Adams, Hall of Famer. He calls us to the side. He says, all right, we're going to foul. When they get the ball in, we're going to foul. Now, I'm thinking, would never say it to him because I think I feared him more than any man in my life. More than my dad, anybody. Dude was half crazy sometimes. He said, we're going to foul. We're going to give them points? You know how hard we work to get up 3? And we're going to give them points? Okay, whatever. They throw the ball, we foul. They make the 2 free throws, now it's a 1-point game. We inbound the ball, they intercept it, boom. In regulation, we lose at home. That's the dumbest thing, oh man. Man, thought he's been coaching all these years. Why would you foul? Man, you won't believe what happened. We're up 3, he told us to foul. I admit I was a loser guy at that point, the way I handled it. Fast forward. University of Washington versus University of Connecticut. Sweet 16. University of Washington, led by Brandon Roy. Should have been the player of the year that year. Is up 12 with 8 minutes to go against UConn. Brandon gets in foul trouble. We get it all the way down. We're up 3 with just a few seconds to go. I ain't gonna be like that, coach. We going to the Elite 8. If we win, we play George Mason to go to the Final Four. We're gonna be in the Final Four. We're not gonna give them points. Dribble handoff. Rashard Anderson comes off. Our guy was right here on top of the ball. Boom. 3-pointer. We didn't foul. Ball goes in, we lost in overtime. Never forget it, obviously. Every time we fouled after that. Every single time. We practice it, we set it up, we have a term for it, we foul. Long-winded answer to your question. I'll take one more.
How do you deal with players who never play against other players that can play the game above the rim? How do you get those players to adjust defensively?
When a team is more athletic than you and bigger, stronger, and they get to the rim, boy, if you decide that week when you play them, this is how we're going to deal with it, it's too late. There have to have been some habits that have been instilled in that team to where they're clogging up that paint. They take charges. They love taking charges. It's a big deal. They box out. They get players more athletic jumping over their backs and they're fouling them and you get them frustrated. That needed to have been drilled from day one, especially if you have your personnel and you know when we're not that athletic, another athletic team, more athletic team is going to come in here and destroy us. You need to prepare from that day one where your emphasis are no easy baskets, no second shots. I mean, that should be anyone's. But, I mean, that needs to be a big deal. That needs to be that identity thing we were talking about. Y'all are in great positions to deal and teach and mentor, man. It's so awesome to have that privilege. Don't ever get so frustrated with your team or a player to lose sight of that, no matter how bad their attitude is or how long it's taken them to get it. They're depending on you. They're counting on you. So when you yell at I think Chris Walker was talking about it earlier, when you yell at your team because your son wrecked your car earlier that day, or you didn't have dinner, or whatever it is, you yell at them because you're upset with something going on in your life, or because you may not care too much for this kid. It happens. When you yell at them out of your own emotions, you're missing the boat. Teach. Sometimes yelling is a part of teaching, as long as you know. Whether you believe in spanking or not, when we raised our kids, we did. And I would never spank above the belt. Try the ankles right in here a little bit. Which my mom and dad would have did that, but right in here. Full control, because we're teaching. They don't see it as teaching at the time, but we're teaching. I'm not losing control going off. I'm teaching. When you're coaching, you're teaching. No matter how upset you get, you're teaching. And sometimes yelling to get your point across because they know you're serious about this teaching helps. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
Number one, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed this opportunity to speak with you guys and give you guys some nuggets about what I do and what we value at the University of Washington. I'm not going to get into where I play, how I play, none of that, because it's not about me, it's about you guys right now. Very first thing we value at Washington is we say play low, play in a stance, okay? We want to play low, play in a stance. If we're standing in lock leg, that's not a basketball position. That's not a sports position. If you're playing lock leg, you're going to get nothing done. So that we really, really harp on that. Before I bring you guys out, we talk about something else we talk about a lot. Me personally, I value it. And if we're talking to kids, 2 words that I use, and I don't say these words, I just do it, and the kids feel it, is you inspire, okay? You have to inspire. If you can't inspire today's kids, you have no chance. Just to tell you, you have no chance. We would like to say as adults, man, they're the same as we were. They're not. They're not. They're different. One is because they have social media, okay? Social media is an outlet they can go to that they can always find love on, okay? They can always find love. They can always get likes if they post something. So they're different than us. We play, one, to get out the house because you didn't want to hear what your mom and dad was talking about. And 2, because you fear that was the only way you could make it is be at the park. So you be at the park till the street lights came on, working on your game. They don't feel that way, okay? They feel like they have 10 other avenues they can go. If basketball doesn't work out or whatever sport it is, they don't work out. So inspire. So it's not the words that you say, it's what you do, okay? In the mornings, I try to be the first one on the treadmill. Our guys lift at 6:30 in the morning. I get there at 6. I'm already sweating when they get to the weight room. Already. They get there, they be like, Coach, you're crazy. Coach, you don't sleep. Do I want to sleep in? Hell yeah, I want to sleep in. But it's more important that they see me on the treadmill working before they work. So when they get started to get their work in, they're like, Coach not just talking about it, he's doing it too. Okay? And then the next thing is love. If they know you love them, you can coach them harder. Okay? If they know that you love them unconditionally, you can coach them harder. Now, there will be a player that you get or that you have that you're trying to love them as much as possible and you just can't get it. I understand that. But if they know that you love them, you can coach them harder. Okay? To start, if you can get that kid to run through that wall for you and without asking you questions, you've got that kid. All right? Now, you can't abuse that as the coach. You can't. But at the same time, you need to kick their butts as well, okay? And I have a term that I use all the time. As much as I kiss your butt, I'll kick your butt. But I definitely will kiss your butt because you guys do great things for us as coaches. Understand that, okay? Pete, let me get you out here. Now, I know you went to Federal Way. You've been coached well, okay? Let me have a basketball. You see the difference? So number one, play in a stance, okay? If you don't stance, we say no stance, no chance. No stance, no chance, okay? We play in a stance. Secondly, basketball-wise, what we value, we don't like to waste dribbles. We don't like to waste dribbles. Anybody see Kobe Bryant's tweet the other day? When he tweeted about not being able to score, only off the screens, being able to score, showing how to score off of a screen? I disagree with what he said. Here's why I disagree. Not because I disagree with Kobe Bryant. He's one of the greatest players ever. If anybody knows me, know he's my favorite player to ever play the game. But I would say, and I haven't done I haven't done the stats on it. I would say more players score off the bounce than they do catch and shoot in the NBA. I would say more players score making a basket off of a dribble than they do coming off of a screen. Now that's different than catching and shooting, being in the corner, getting a catch and shoot shot. That's different. I'm not talking about that. That's a whole nother thing. But in an offense, a guy is going to have to make a bounce. So he talked about like the two-ball dribbling is crap. He talked about that two-ball dribbling being crap. I don't think so. Because you never know what it is that inspires that child. Okay, two-ball dribbling may get him to go harder in another drill you may need him to go harder in. So if he's really good at two-ball dribbling, what's the harm in getting better with your left hand? What harm is that? Like Steph Curry does two-ball dribbling, he's a really good player. So I don't necessarily disagree with him totally, but it's different strokes for different folks. Every player is different. P, come up here, three-point line. So we talked about like wasting dribbles, okay? Let me get two more guys out here. Go back. Let me get two more guys back here. Okay, first thing, one of the main things Coach Romar talked about, we know right away who want to play. Okay, I'm all about energy, energy, energy. When I'm working guys out, if you don't have energy, get the hell off my court. Okay, off right away. No disrespect, next time you guys got it. Next time Coach asks you to run out, you'll sprint out. Okay, here we go. We got any more basketballs? Toss one out for me, please. All right, P, here you go. I want you to get to the rim. Come here. Don't be scared of me. Get to the rim. You got one dribble. Okay, get to the front of the rim, lay the ball up. Push out, get in the stance right now. Push out, lay the ball up. Excellent. Next, let's go. What's your name? Eton. Push out, go. Good. Deontay?
Yeah.
Washington State, man. Come on, man. In the stance. Push out, go. Nice, clap it up. So right away, we've established that it takes one bounce from the three-point line to score. So if you catch the ball right here, you don't need 4 or 5 dribbles to go get a basket. Now, you may take 1, change directions, 2, score. No way in the world you're getting 5 or 6 dribbles in a half court to score. Take 1 more step back. Well, let's take 2 steps back. Give me the ball. In the stance. Get to the basket. Go. Come back. Hustle up. Can you get to the basket in 1 dribble? Yeah. Get in the stance. The reason why you didn't get to the basketball in 1 stance right there, 1 dribble, because you wasn't in the stance. You started straight legged. Yeah. Get in the stance. Push up. Go. Exactly. Next. Go. Go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Clap it up. Let's take another step back. You got this, P?
I hope so.
What are we establishing here? Come on, talk to me. What are we establishing here? What are we learning? We're learning it takes 1 dribble. These guys are damn near getting to the basket from half court with 1 dribble. So when you're teaching and you're inspiring your group, they don't need all those dribbles. Okay? Because we're proving it right now that you can get there in 1 dribble from here. P, you think you can do this? Try to do it without throwing the ball out there and going to get it, okay? Don't give me the playground stuff. Come on. I want you to do exactly what you did there. Here, 1 dribble. You got it. Get in the stance. Explode! God damn it. Come here, boy. Give me some. That's what I'm talking about. You ready? You ready to dominate? Go! Come here. Hustle up. When I asked you, are you ready to dominate? You say, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, it's all right, maybe. I messed with it. Are you ready to dominate?
Yes.
The way you answered is the way you wouldn't miss that layup. You didn't attack out of here like you was the baddest man in the world. I'm gonna give you this ball again. Can you get this done?
Yep.
Get a stance. Attack! Murder! Much different. Much better. Come on, V. In the stance, spread, wide, attack. Clap it up. Next thing, 2 pads right here. These are my, when I go to work every day, these are my girlfriends. The players hate when I grab them, okay? We call these angles. Ball over here. This is angle. This is playing with contact, what we believe in. So let me show it first before I bang on you guys a little bit. So first thing we'll establish, coming down. Scoot over, please, thank you. We're gonna come down, we'll hesitate, we'll pull, okay? That's the first thing. Everything I teach, everything we teach will be initial move, then counter move. We won't go to 3 counters. It's initial move, counter move. That's what you need, right? Simple. Simple is easy. Everybody can pick it up, and it lasts longer, okay? So simple. All I want you guys to do is come down, hesitate, 1 bounce, pull, okay? Start. Right there. Let's go. We'll go first one. We'll go to 3. Go. Excellent, 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 excellent. Let's go. Good, perfect, good shot. Great, 2. Come on, P, it's on you, finish. Beautiful move, P. Thank you. Perfect. Now, what we'll do. Now, we've established that. Now the defense is back on his heels because he knows I'll pull, I'll drop him. I'll pull. And then you're going to explode out of it, 1 bounce. To the basket, above the box. Why wouldn't we go below the box? Because it's got a terrible angle to use the glass. We're going to stay above the box, and we're going to go by him. If I'm not low, understand this. If I'm not low, I'm going to go out here. Weak players play outside. Strong players play inside. You can write that down. Weak players play outside. Strong players play inside. We like to be physical with the ball and without the ball. Right away. Don James had a slogan, and now when I become a head coach, whenever that is, I will always keep it. In the first 5 minutes of a game, he wants the other team to say, holy shit. Holy shit, they play hard. I'm all for that. All right? That's offensively and defensively. All right? So here we go. We got the hezzy shot, which you guys already showed. Now you got the hezzy, blow by, finish at the rim, 1 bounce. Okay? 1 bounce. I'm gonna hit you at the rim too. So you're getting 2 hits. So we're playing through that contact. You ready, P? P, you ready? Yeah. All right. Here we go. Go! Oh, great P, but 1 dribble. 1 dribble. Let's go, V. 1, attack! Big time. Go! Good. Everything was great, but why? Here. Okay? Here. I want contact. What are you going out here for? He right here. Boom! Through him. Right? Let's go. Going again. Now you over here. Okay? Stay in that straight line. Okay? Stay in that straight line. Go. Big time, B. Big time. Now, P, go 1 more time. Make sure you give me that hezzy. Make sure you give me that hezzy because that's what we started with, right? Excellent. Clap it up. Clap it up. Now, seriously, if you guys don't want to continue, you want to sub out, get 3 more, when I see you guys in traffic, I'm not going to be mad at you guys. You guys want to sub?
No.
All right, cool. Love it. So here we go. Next move. We've established we'll hezzy pull. We've established that. Next, we've established that we can get to the basket off of that. Here's our counters. Hezzy, blow through, blow by, right? Eliminate him. Chop your feet, act like you hezzying again. Pull up at the big. You need to see it? I'm not gonna touch the ball because I got these shoes on, I can't move like that. I didn't dribble again, okay? Pull up. Same thing like I was just getting to the basket on 1 bounce. Same exact thing. Right here, what we're establishing is we've got by our man. Now we've got to the second defender, okay? This is the second defender, who's most times going to be a big. Okay, most of the bigs are down here. Go! Nice! Go! Focus. You focus, don't worry about the hit. Go! Way to stick it, boy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I need reps. Oh, yeah, I love it. Go back, hustle up. I love it. I love it. Yeah, B. Has he? Big time, son. Exactly what you do to him, you doing that to me, except you ain't dribbling again. You got it? And you raise him. Eliminate him. Big time, son. Hey, give me something. Big time. Next thing, okay? We've established that we'll pull in the big space. We've established we'll pull in transition. We've established we can get to the rim. Okay? Now, same thing. Hezzy, blow by. Hezzy again. Carve out space. I'm gonna be right here with the pad. You're gonna carve it out with 2 feet. Eyes up. 2 feet. Carve it out. Lay the ball in. Okay? Here's our cut. Now carve that space. Carve that space. I should be going this way. Go. Go, B. Hezzy. Oh, yes. Big time. Let's go. Good hit. Use your right hand. Everything the same. Details. 3 dribbles. I need 2. I need 2 dribbles. Everything looks the same. 1. Oh, big time, son. That's a game move. Last one. Big time. Good. Clap it up. Now we're starting to get downhill. We're playing with contact. Okay? The last one of that will be this. The last one of that series will be this. So coach is there. Hezzy. Hezzy again. Chop your feet. Eyes up at the rim to make the big think you're shooting. Crossover between the legs. 1 dribble off the inside foot. Lay the ball up. Hezzy again. Oh, where are you going? Hell no. You scared of contact, boy. Bring your ass right here. Down the line. Let's go. Oh, that was nice, P. Just between the legs. Put the ball away. Next. Eyes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. High level, son. High level. Let's go. Up. Eyes. Oh, no, no, no. Why? Anybody say why? Why did I stand him up like that? No stance, no chance, fam. No stance, no chance. No, 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 no. You going again? Hell no. Go again. Come on. Up. That was better though. Go again. Go again. And I want you to dunk it because you left-handed, right? Ain't you? So you should be able to take off your foot and slam the ball. Hey, don't give me C level. Give me A level. Come on. Hey, Coach Rowe, that's that cool stuff we was talking about. It's all right, we're gonna get it. It's all right. It's all right, it's different levels of cool. Okay? It's different levels. All right, get this group a round of applause. I'm good. Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you so much. Next thing we do, we call these L cuts. Let me get a new 3 up. Okay, perfect, perfect. Let me get a new passer. Let me get you a passer at the top, Coach. Right here. Now, me personally, as a coach, it'll be easy for me as a coach, so easy for me as a coach to say, hey, we have 10 GAs, we have 10 managers, we have a huge staff, really huge staff. It'd be easy for me to, as a coach, to say, hey, can you do this? And I'll just sit over the side and just bark out orders. Hey, do that, do that, do that. I want to get in the trenches with the guys. Sweat equity, okay? If they know I'm in the trenches with them, when I speak to them, they hear me because I'm in the trenches with them. It's called sweat equity. I sweat with them, I fight with them, I run a set of lines with them. I just want to do homework with them, all right? Everything else, I'm I get down with them. All right, here we go. My homework days are over. Coach at the top, we call these L cuts, okay? Different coaches teach different things. Some coaches teach, step up with me, young fella. I'll play offense. Some coaches teach this, Euro defense. Get a hand up and deny, right? Some coaches teach step over the leg, pop, get open. We teach, at Washington, we teach step between his legs, create space, right here, push off, get space. There's 2 places in a man's body where he'll back up. What are those 2 places? In his chin, okay? Somebody hit you in your chin, somebody hit you in you're gonna back up a little bit, you're gonna give him space, right? So we're gonna step right between us and we're gonna get some space, right? So, first thing we got, up. I'm gonna step, get space, give him a target, right here, catch, head low, rip, head low, 1 bounce, finish it, okay? 1 bounce, finish it. Now, as a defender, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna guard you. Now, you're doing exactly what I said. I pop to the 3-point line, where'd you step? Good job. Pop, now slow down. Well, are you above the box or below the box? Because if you're below the box, you got a bad angle going to score right now. So you wanna stay above the box, right here, right, perfect. Now, what I'm gonna do as you catch, I'm gonna put my hand out here. My hand represents a knife. My hand represents a knife. If your head's not low, I cut your head off. And it's on my mantle. I got your head on my mantle. I look at it every night, okay? That's what I tell my team, right? Like a bear head. So, you'll get your head low, through, shoulders low, push off, roll to the basket. Now, it's me and you, buddy, all right?
Okay.
All right, now, when you walking up this line, you're in control, okay?
Yep.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
Who's in control?
Me.
Who?
Me.
You don't say that. Now I'm in control. Who's in control?
I am.
All right, good. So you walk up this line, I'm going to bump you. You're going to be at your pace, your poise.
Yep.
Up the line. I'm in denial. Good hit. Head low, rip to the basket. Coach, be on the side, just a little bit more on the side, okay? I don't want him to go over you, right? So that's what we got. That's what we got. When everybody goes through, we'll change the drill. All right, go, hell no, go again. That was.
I didn't know what was going on. I did mine. I got you.
Come on now.
Let's get you.
Good, slow, push, go. Good. Now, number 1, you got to catch the damn ball, okay? Got to catch the ball. We don't go again. I'm not letting you off like that. Give me some. I'm not letting you off. Go. Low, slow, head low. Excellent, excellent. But I thought you kind of went, after you went by me, you let up off the gas, didn't you?
Yeah.
You did, right?
Yep.
That was like a C.
Okay.
Don't give me C.
I
want A's.
I got you.
Come on. Hello. Much better. Much better. What's up? What's your name?
Mitch.
Who's in control?
I'm in control.
Let's see. Nope, you're out of control. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You're out of control. Your poise, your pace. No matter what I do. Got me?
Yep.
All right. Now you're in control. Hello. Hey, boy, that was nice. Mitch, that was nice. You were in control, too. Big time.
What up?
Huh?
What up?
What up?
Yeah.
You, whatever. You're already wrong. Why are you wrong? Talk to me.
I'm high.
No stance, no chance. There we go. Good. Come on. Pop. Hello. Now, where does weak players play?
Outside.
Outside. Where do strong players play? Okay, so as you catch that ball right here, coach, as you catch it, and try to catch it with 2. Okay, I know we got 1-hand target, but try to go get it with 2. So pop. All right, now that tells him I want the ball. Head low. Now look, what do I look like? Track runner, right? I look like a track runner when I do that. Right? Head low, attack it. Okay, straight above the box. You got me? I know you do. Come on. Head low. I'm up the lane. Okay, remember, I jacked it up because for time. First thing we will do what I teach, first thing we would do, we would step, we would come here, we'd turn and we'd shoot, right? Because we always got initial. And we'll catch, like Coach Rumore talked about, first thing we always want to do is we want to get our head on the rim, okay? We'll catch and we shoot. But I fast forward it to the attack part. Second thing we got, third thing we would do. Step, get open, ball fake baseline, okay? Ball fake, now the D went baseline. Now I'm going downhill. What we would love to do with contact is we would love to go that way. That's what we see. We don't want that. Remember, we want to be bullies on offense too, okay? We want the person on defense like, man, that dude is an offensive hack. That's what we teach. Okay? So I'm ball faking. Baseline. Downhill. And I want to come down and make a play off one bounce. You ready? Same thing we just did. Here's the counter. You with me?
Yeah.
Come on. Ball fake. Down. Oh, no. Boy, you went to Northgate. You went all the way north. You went over by UW. Downhill. You got me?
Got you.
Good. Carve me out. Not bad. I just want one dribble. Yes, but I love your intensity. Give me some. Come on. No, you're out of control. You're out of control. Okay? You're in control. You don't got to fight me. If I'm doing that, it's probably a foul, right? Mm-hmm. So you're in control. You can walk up, so direct your hands, be physical, guard me. It's like I was guarding you. Hey, what are you doing? Now I'm in, right? Yeah. Much different, right? Yeah. I'm in control the whole time. Come on. Ball fake. Woo! Son, that's high level. If you can score, high level. No stance, no chance. Okay? If you was working out with me, that's the second time I would tell you. Third time I'll make the whole group run. Okay, when you come on the court, I'm ready to play. All right, my turn. Coach, you ready? Cool guys. Cool jackets. Cool jackets keep the bench warm. Cool jacket guys keep the bench warm. You'll sit next to me, and I sit low. I sit in the bottom of the bench because I want to hear everything you say about the coach when you come out, so I can tell on you. All right? I want to hear everything you say so I can tell on you. Okay? So I sit down there in the trenches. I call it the hood. I call the bench the hood. I'm like, come on down to the ghetto. Come tell me what they talking about in the suburbs. The starters are the suburbs. You've made it. Okay, this is the hood. So go back off the court. Come back on. Good, come on. Ball fake, right? Step. Oh, you pushed off. Oh. Not bad. Hey, not bad. Give me some. Nothing wrong with that. Third thing. Okay, now we're going through our progressions. This is for the wings. Okay, we're teaching for the wings right now. We're teaching the wings. Right here. We step, we get open. We ball fake. Now we're going downhill. 1, 2, I'm gonna cut you off. Yep. Big spin, big ass. Big spin, big ass. Get a skinny ass, you ain't gonna go nowhere but that way. Okay? Just letting you know. Here, big ass, turn to the basket, lay the ball up. We got it? All right, let's see if you got it. I ain't judging your ass though, just so you know. I'm just saying. Ball fake. 1, 2. Not bad. A lot of times I like to get out there with the guys because I want to feel it. I want to know if it's real. You can't know if it's real if you just stand over here. Right? I want to feel it. I want to see if it's real. If the guys are real, that shit ain't gonna work, or that shit will work. I'll know right away. And I'll tell them, it ain't gonna work, where you trying to play? And these guys are visual learners, okay? Visual learners. The young guys are visual learners. Say what you want to say, it's the facts. So if you can grab some film and show them what you're talking about, learn your guys. Learn who they look up to. Is LeBron? Is Kyrie? Whoever it is. Jimmy Butler. Grab some film of Jimmy Butler doing what you're asking him to do. Chop it up for him and show him, hey, this is what Jimmy Butler does right here, what I'm talking about. This is what I need you to do. Now he says, oh, damn, coach, now I see it. Okay? You're teaching them different ways. Now, sometimes your voice goes on deaf ears. They're tired of hearing your voice. All right, let me show you. I have a player, spent a lot of time with, Nas Carter. He just didn't want to lift weights very much. So I'm like, I think Nas is an NBA player. Me personally. He didn't like the weight room when he first got here. I showed him pictures of the top 10 two guards in the NBA. Okay, guys who thought he didn't think it mattered so much. He had Bradley Beal, got muscles popping out his neck with his shirt off. Devin Booker, muscles everywhere. He didn't know. He needed to see it. I gave him pictures of him. This is what it looks like. Now he's in the weight room all the time, okay? Because I gave him a goal. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. All right? Big time, son. Big time. Let's go, baby. It's on you. Go back. It's on you. Let's go. There we go. Hey, you ready to play now, fam? Step. Good. Good. Come on. We got it. Stop. Give me some. Y'all heard what he said? Y'all heard him in the back of the line? He said, we got it. You got it. Either you bring in energy or you take in energy. Okay? BYE. I use it all the time. BYE before we break. Coach wants to bring your energy or get the hell out. Either you bring it or you take it. Don't ever take. At least just be like neutral. Don't ever take. If you're taking, you got to go. All right? I love it, son. I love it. Way to push him. Good. Ball fake. Get down here. Not bad, but you went outside. Not bad, but for the sake of time, we're going to move on. Okay? For the sake of time, we're going to move on. Give these guys a round of applause. Okay, let me have a new three up. All right, I got a big. Let me get another big. Come on. This is gonna be a drill for the bigs. It's gonna be a drill for the bigs. Let me get I only got two bigs. My other big left. All right. Well, let me get you down. I can use you. All right. Here's your drill we got for our bigs. A player development drill. Because when you catch the ball in the dunk spot, there's one or two things you can do. Really, you got to become a great finisher, okay? Because you don't have much time. You can't do a lot of things when you catch the ball down there. So I want you to get in dunk spot. This is the dunker, son, right here. I know you're a guard. Right here, this is the dunker. Dunker. Okay, right here, open to the court. Boom. You're going to be right here on defense. Now, I know he's not a big, he's a guard. I understand that. But just showing you guys what we do. So you're right here, okay? So what I would do if this is one of our big guys, I would say, whose paint is this?
My paint.
Whose paint is this?
My paint.
Bullshit, that ain't your paint, talking like that. Whose paint is this?
My paint.
All right, now you're gonna have to show me. It's your paint. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive downhill, okay? I'm coming right at you. Now, I can shoot a floater, which should be what? Charge. Should be a charge. If not, I can make a pass to either side, right? You try to get a deflection. If you can't get a deflection, there's no passes now, no dribbles. All you can do is catch and go up. What we teach the bigs, our bigs, is try to deflect the pass, not make it such an easy pass. If the pass gets through, we teach jump up, okay? Just jump up solid and see if he can finish that, right? But you gotta be quick. Good. Pass that back to me. Good. Coach, that was right. See, I didn't even think twice about it. Coach asked me earlier, he said they're having troubles with the passing on his team. And he said, how do you address that? Well, little small things is how you address it. One thing, every time we start practice, we start with passing. The simplest pass, two hands, chest pass, step, it's the dumbest thing in the world to our guys, but it's the details, okay? Then in practice, if you throw a bad pass to me, I'll always throw it back at you. And the guys know right away. If you throw a bad pass to me, throw me a good pass. Throw me a good pass because, like Coach DeCure said, it makes all the difference in the world, the shot. So I say on time and on target. If it's on time and on target, you ain't the reason why you miss. A good pass makes a good shooter. I don't care what nobody says, I believe that. Maybe because I didn't shoot that damn much. I passed all the time. Stop. That's simple as a big. Now we're working on finishing and we're working on just being solid. You see, if he just jumps solid, just solid, there's a big chance he may miss that layup. Big chance, and you'll be in position to go rebound it, okay? If you go down, foul, you leave it to the ref's discretion, okay? If you jump out to play, you're a coward. I will call you, right? Jump up, get the rebound, or contest the shot, help your teammates come back and rebound the ball. So this is a small drill. To add to it, because just for the sake of time, we would do this. Now, once we start getting advanced, I will come down, I will pass, boom. Now I will allow them one pass. Now you have to get a stop. You have to get if you get a deflection or you get a stop, you're out. You got to get 3 stops in a row. Okay, so if he passes it, try pass. I'm trying to get deflection, pass it. Now I got to come up here. There's only one pass, and I got to belly up. Okay, so that's a drill we have for the bigs. We're not going to go through it because we don't have enough time. I just wanted you guys to see it. Appreciate you guys. Good hustle, boy. Appreciate it. So here we go. Now, this is realistic. Coaches, this is realistic. They're not going to run 100 miles per hour to shoot and then 100 miles per hour to the line. That's not realistic, okay? So you got to give them something, okay? They just got to give them something. So my secret is sprint to the shot, walk back to the line. That's where you get your break, okay? Sprint to your shot, and you can walk back to the line, okay? I'm giving a little bit for you, right? But when you go in between these lines, we go on 100, all right? So you're gonna start a half court. We call these transitions, okay? We call these transition threes, okay? We'll go through a set of transitions. So you're gonna run, I'm gonna deliver it, you're gonna come into a shot. Go! Perfect. Go! Good. Go! Line up a little bit. Now move the line up a little bit. Now, mindset. Now, most coaches teach. We teach it. Is it realistic? These are the ones that you want to work on, right? We call these roll-ups. So here's the scenario. I came off of a pick and roll. Like we talked about earlier, how they talked about their defense. Coach Trav talked about his defense. Coach Rowe talked about his defense. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't give a damn how good your defense is. If the guy or the girl is good in a pick and roll situation, you're cooked. Bottom line. Because you got the best pros in the world in the NBA, and they know all the coverage in the world, and it's still the hardest thing in the world to guard. You're cooked. So there's always something open. So you come off the pick and roll, boom, I square. The guy or the girl that was guarding my man in the corner tag, you roll up, should be a shot. So give it a split second when I come off the pick, that's gonna be the shot. Ready?
Roll up, roll up.
Good. Cool. Next thing we got. You guys got the ball in the wing. Okay, so we got roll up. We got roll up. Next thing we got. Hit the post. Okay? As you throw a good post pass, I'll throw the ball back to you. And I'll start to throw it back to you harder if you throw me a bad pass, me personally. I'll start to throw it back to you really hard. That was a terrible pass, son. But you'll come in, you're gonna set a split screen, okay? We set split screens in our offense when the ball goes to the post, okay, to occupy the defense. Set a split. After you set a split, you're gonna pop back for a 3, okay? So you're gonna enter, throw a split, you're gonna throw a pass to the post, you're gonna set a split, and you're gonna pop back for 3, okay? Go. Good pass. Good. Good. These are shots that shows up in the game. Good. Good. Excellent. Stay on this side of the court. There's help over there. Good. Good. Excellent. Way to call for the ball. This is the last one I'll show. This is contact. Like I said, we like playing through contact. So I like to get our guards started with this. Me personally. So what I would do be you guard me. So we like to play through contact, and we're in control. This is a drill to make sure you guys your team is in control at all times. Okay? So we'll step, get him off. As he gets off, we'll rip low, get to the basket, finish it. Okay? We'll get to the basket, finish it. Okay? Got it? Good. 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 Come on, V. Back. Okay, shoulder's going to be offensive foul. Good. Perfect. Now, the counter to that would be, okay? The counter to that would be here. First and foremost, first thing we would do is we would go here, square, shot, right? Now the counter will be square, drive by. Now the counter to that will be square, drive by, euro, inside hand, avoid the charge. Avoid the charge. Most guys coming up right here, especially at the high school level, will take a charge, okay? Let's go, V. Good, excellent. So that's little drills that you can do, that's game-like. That is game-like, that can help you, okay? And like I said, different matches ignite different fires, okay? Every fire is different. Different matches ignite different fires. All your players are not going to be the same. It's going to take something different. Give you an example. To get one of my players to open up, I couldn't figure out what it was to make him open up. I want him to open up. Open up. What is he like? What is he like? He's quiet. They're all quiet, right? No one talks no more. Okay, my guys can be sitting right next to each other and tweet each other, won't even say hi to each other. That's the facts. That's who they are now. So I try to figure out what it is. And it was movies. We started talking sci-fi movies. He opened up we went to eat, and he said, Coach, have you watched Superman? And I was like, yeah, I'm a big fan. I didn't know shit about Superman. I'm a big fan. All I knew was kryptonite. So I started talking kryptonite. And it was a different guy. Never seen that part of him. Just open up, start chatting, start talking about Batman and all type of comic stuff. And I was like, where's my son at? I need help. But learn your guys, and it's something different. They're all different. But you have to inspire them, and you have to love on them. Just as much as you kick their butt, you got to kiss their butt, right? That's just the reality. That's my philosophy. So, any questions?
Those shooting drills you took us through, how long do you spend on it, or how many reps does each player?
We would go, depending on how many guys I had. If I had about 8 guys, we would go to 15. If I had about 10, we go to 20. Just so many guys getting reps and getting loose.
15 reps or 15 makes?
15 makes. We live off makes. It's a make business, not a take business. Anything else?
I know when you went through the shooting, you didn't focus on being behind the line for the three.
Yeah.
Do you emphasize that?
Of course. We want, the game now is played for the 3-point line. So in detail, if it was us, if I was teaching it, how I would teach it, I would teach catch, inside foot, pivot, right? I would catch inside foot, square up around the 3 line, make it. And that's just the details of it that we would go through. Just for time's sake, I kind of fast forwarded through it. So, anything else?
How do you deal with when you have a high school coach, so you have good players and players that's not so good, get through the drills and make these players that's not so good still feel part of it?
You got to inspire them, coach. Got to inspire them. Got to find what it is, and here's the deal. They're not all the same talent-wise, right? Some guys are more advanced than others, okay? Sometimes you have to break them up, like this group go there, this group go here. But you got to spend as much time as you got to spend more time with this group than you do with the group that already got it, okay? Here's a big deal, and this is where assistant coaches make their money, right? We play, only 5 guys can play. We got 13 guys, 13 guys on scholarship, okay? So when you get to college, young fellas, everybody on your college team was the best player on their high school team, okay? Everybody wants to play. We had a guy who was Gatorade Player of the Year last year in his state, in his city. He played 5 minutes a game last year. The guy was on darn near suicide watch every day. Every day, after games, after practices, as a coach, you got to love on those guys that don't play that much. And when I say love on them, it's player development. Player development. You got to get in the gym with that guy, and he has to see an end goal. He has to see it. He has to feel like he's getting better every single day, no matter what. You spend time with the guys who scoring 14, 15 a game, but it's the guys that you need next year and the year after that is the ones that keep your program alive. All right? Anything else?
What do you look for mainly from players that you recruit or scout from high school?
Number one is they got to play hard. Okay, I right away, right away, I tell you right away, I see how they warm up. I watch warm-ups. I like to get to the games early to watch warm-ups. The guys who warm up cool, got the varsity limp already, swagging it out. Now they may have poker face and be varsity limping and go out and drop 50, but usually that stuff shows up in another category of their lives, right? If they're cool, what you do on the court, you do off the court, right? So what I see guys do, those same habits in the classroom and stuff, is the habits on the court. Like if you shortcut the court, you're just making a big circle, right? You ain't getting nowhere. Like if you're shortcutting, you're just making a big circle. You ain't getting nowhere in life. And I try to be in my guys' life. Like when you commit to me, I committed to your family. Okay, so I don't look at it as now you're at the University of Washington or now you're with me. Now I've committed to you for the rest of your life. That's who I am. That's who you want to be because for me, personally, I'll share a little bit about me. Is I didn't have a dad figure in my life growing up. There's a lot of dads in the lives of the kids now, which is a great thing. But when I grew up, there wasn't. It was the coach who inspired me. Coach Romar was one of them. Okay, when I didn't know, when all my friends were going right and were going left, like most of your kids are facing every day, and their homies are doing all this crazy stuff, and smoking is legal now, and different stuff that you guys got to deal with. Your coach, okay, your coach is the one who can inspire you to not want to do it, or to go straight when everybody else is going left. So you're more of a figure than you think you are. You're more of a figure than you think you are. Pop up on your guys. They may call you wacky. They be like, "Man, coach, what you doing?" But when they go home and they're in their dark alleyway, and coach really loves me. He really does. Like I'll go knock on my guys' dorm rooms unexpectedly all the time. Go through their cabinets, see what they're drinking, see what they're hanging with, all the time. All not because Coach Hop tells me to, but because I want to learn my guys.
Can you speak on raising your son as an athlete?
Raising my son?
As an athlete?
It's very tough because you want him to have what you have right away, and it's just the love part though. He knows that I love him. Like I said, I'm a father before I'm anything. My daughter the same way. And people ask me all the time, my son happens to be pretty good in sports. People ask me all the time, do you want your son to play in the NBA? Do you want your son to play in the NFL? And I say, no, I don't care if he does or he doesn't. And why do you make him work so hard? What I'm doing is I'm creating a work ethic for him, okay? That's all we're doing. Now, my work ethic may be different, man. I may not spank my son, but he may have to run 20 hills, right? He may have to run 20 hills, or he may have to do this amount on the sport court. But I'm giving him a work ethic, so it'll translate to other things in his life. So if he don't make it, down the line, he'll be like, I know how to work hard because I've done it my whole life, right? So that's that.
How do you balance the balance between being in the churches? Like obviously you get in the, I can tell from just watching you out there, like that's a level of respect that they have for you. They know you'll get out there and get it with them. How do you handle the negative side of that?
Where it comes too close to where it's...
That line where it gets too close, they start feeling like, well, you actually are on my level.
Right.
How do you straight at it?
That's a really good question. Actually, really good. And early, I battled with that early because I was fresh out of playing. So if a guy chirped back at me, I would kind of be like, well, what's up then? But as I'm maturing as a coach and I'm getting older as a player, sometimes, I just got to step back and let them kind of blow steam out their ears and say what they're going to say, and then come back, they calm down, and then we'll address it then. But like I said, at the end of the day, they know it's love. And sometimes I go, I had a player before he transferred, and it was my guy I brought in, so it was hard. We was going to lose him at the end of the year because I knew he wanted to play. And he was just fighting it all year about how he was getting played. And one time we just went in the back, and I just closed the door and locked it. It was just me and him. And we cried together, and I just told him, I said, look, man, I feel sorry for you, and you're doing all the right stuff, but I promise you, I will be in your life forever. If there's anything that you need from me, I'm going to make sure that you get it. So when he transferred, I made sure I went to coach and said, Coach, anything that we can do that this kid can play right away next year, we're signing off on it. And we did, and he went out and played, and he was all league this year. So that's the kind of stuff that lasts, man. It just always does.
First thing I want to share with you is a story, and
You guys have probably gone through this before, but I know all the college coaches have. You know, I got to Fresno. We finished our first year. You know, we go 23-8. We inherited a pretty old team, but it's a brand new staff. There was nobody retained from the previous staff. How many of you have ever been to Fresno? Okay, so Fresno is a pretty agricultural place. You know, they grow a lot of nuts and fruits, and we got cows and all that kind of stuff. When a cow takes a dump, it comes out like as a patty, right? It's like, yeah. I go, now a horse, when a horse takes a dump, it's a big pile, you know, big pile of horse. He's like, yeah. I go, now tell me about a deer. When a deer takes a dump, you know, it comes out in pellets. Because, yeah. I go, now all three of these animals, they all eat grass and berries and things like that. Why do they all take different kind of dumps? And he's sitting there, he's trying to think, he goes, well, Coach, I don't know. I go, well, I'll tell you this. Well, you can't tell me about Fresno State because you don't know. We led the league in made threes. Okay, we made 11 a game. And we also shot a high percentage. We shot about 40% from three. We were one of the top three-point shooting teams offensively in the country. We're also one of the top three-point defensive teams in the country. And that's a big reason why, you know, we won 23 games. I think we had a few games where we made 14. We go on the road, we make 15 at Utah State, who won the league, which was really good for me because I was at Utah State for 10 years before that. Coach Radcliffe's not here, don't tell him I said that. Today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about kind of what we call our space and pace offense. And basically what it is how fast you play the game. And everybody has a different pace. But in order to play fast, you got to really be committed to playing fast. And that's how you get your kids to not only play fast, but now they also got to think fast. So their reaction times have to be faster. And if you're not committed to doing that, then you shouldn't be an up-tempo team because you have to really commit to doing things up-tempo. I'll give you this example. Before I got to Fresno State, I was at Utah State, and the first guy I worked for, Stu Morrill at Utah State, we had a card system in our offense, one of the best offensive efficient teams in the country. I think there was 3 different times where we led the nation in field goal percentage. On made baskets, we were going to come down, we were going to run a set. And that set was going to require us to pass the ball 3-4 times maybe before we look to score. You have to be really comfortable with it. You got to really buy into it because if you don't buy into it, then your kids aren't going to buy into it, and then they're not going to be able to be successful at it. So, but those are some of the things that we talk about early on when you want to talk about pace of play, and that's kind of what we did at Fresno State. So our whole thing was about having space. So in order to do that, we played 4 round 1. And so the 4 guys all on the perimeter had to be able to shoot it, drive it, and pass it. So we tried to really put 4 guys around 1, and we tried to recruit to that. So the first thing we look for in recruiting is guys that can really shoot the basketball, to create space. You got to get guys to run in order to play fast. You got to have wide runners, and you got to have a rim runner. So, and the other 4 guys, you guys are running wide to spaces on the floor. So we always have a guy fill the corner. Okay, we always have a guy, we call this in the slot. Okay, we have that slot fill, and we have that guy fill the corner that way. And we tried to fill these 4 spots on the floor as we had a guy running to the rim. And he running right here. Is that the rim?
No, sir.
Nope, where's the rim? Right there, front of the rim. Good. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to have you guys, I'm just going to throw the ball off the glass. You guys are going to run that way. You got 4 wide runners, right? And we got a rim runner. So whoever gets the rebound, you guys are pushing it. The other 3 guys are filling those spots, and you're running to the rim. Okay, now we're going to throw it off the glass. I want the guy that rebounds it, run, and then we're going to feed the post right off the bat here. Okay, here we go. Ready? Go. Good. Feed it. Throw it to him. Good. We always take a layup. Good. Good. The next thing we'll do the same thing. We call this pitch ahead. So now if there's a guy ahead of you, you always want to pitch the ball up the floor. The ball moves faster up the floor with the pass than it does with the dribble. Good. There he is. Score it. Nice. Wide runners, we want you running outside the three-point line. We want you to run to score outside the three-point line. Obviously, if you get an easy basket, a broken play in transition, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, then we try to go get a layup. Okay, so he's trailing. So we're going to fill those 4 spots still, okay? But now we got a trail situation, and we're going to just drag into a ball screen. There we go. There it is. Good. There we go. Good. Nice. We've earlied up. We're throwing on the post. Okay. We've gone up the floor again. Now we got a drag situation. But notice how the floor is spread. Okay. So we used to always try to get 40 paint touches. We want to teach guys how to play offense and not run offense. Now, when I worked for Stu at Utah State, we ran offense. We ran plays. And so you did you took what the defense gave you. If you had a counter, you do that. At Fresno State, we play offense. We give our guys a lot of freedom. We had 2 guys average 19 points a game, and both were all-league guys. They got to play. They got to do their deal. And what we would do is, okay, and we would do this, we could go either way, but let's say we throw the ball, you popped up to the wing to get a catch, okay, and then we would do what we call a below cut. So what he's doing is he's running below the ball to ball side corner, okay? So we want to create gaps, and what we call is a double gap, okay? He's got a gap here. Nope, stay there where you were, where you call it that. Gap here, and he's got a gap there. So he's got all this area to try to get to the paint, okay? So let's say you drove it hard middle, come to a stop, good. Right there, let's say you pitch it there. Now you would fill up. Now he's got a double gap. Okay, we try to always get 2 penetrations. No, you stay there. Yep, you stay there, and he would relocate there. Good job. Get to opposite the ball. You've done this before, haven't you? Good job. I like that. Okay, so now you got drive here. We're gonna stop. Good. And now we got to drive. We got to kick for 3, or if the big helps, now we got a layup. Okay, so we call that a below cut. So we enter to the ball side. Okay, and then we go below cut. Let's do that. There you go, good. Below, drive it. Good. Drive it again. There you go. Shot. Good, finish it. Nice. So now we're gonna go guard to guard, okay? And a lot of times this guy is our 4-man, okay? And our 4s are really small forwards. They can shoot it, they can drive it, they can pass it. This past year was a guy named Sam Bittner who shot almost 50% from 3. He's over in Spain playing right now. He was really good at this, okay? So we start the ball here with our point guard, okay? And then Sam would come and he basically fake screen, okay? He fake screen, so he pop his feet like he was gonna screen and then he just get out of the way, okay? And he's fake screening to maybe create some confusion in the defense, okay? Are they gonna switch it? Are they gonna hedge it? What are they doing, okay? But it turned our guard loose to get downhill, there you go, to an open side, okay? We gave him another double gap. What Sam would do is now he becomes the cover guy. So let's say you drove it, you got to about, go back to the second stall right there, the first stall right there, a little deeper. There you go. This guy becomes your cover guy, so you always have an outlet. You got your post opposite, we got a shooter in the corner, okay? We got our shooter opposite again, okay? Let's say you throw it to him. To keep offense going, okay? Now you got to give him a double gap, right? We're going to try to create double gap. So how do we do that? Where would you go to give him a double gap? There you go, yep, slide that way, right to there. There you go. And now you're butt down, you shot ready. Now you got a double gap to go middle again. There you go, good. And we just try to keep that going. Good. There you go, double gap, good. Shot. Good. Okay, remember, we want to get 40 paint touches, and for us, obviously, it was a 40-minute game, which means we tried to get at least 2 penetrations every possession where we were in the half court. Okay, let's go one more time. Same thing. Good. 1, 2. Shot. Nobody wants to shoot it. You guys can't play at Fresno. None of you want to shoot. Okay. So we call these another movement. So now we'll call this just a flip. Okay. So basically it's just a little handoff. Okay. Right there. There's his double gap. Okay. Now you got a double gap. Sam, again, our 4-man was a good driver. So now you're coming down here, getting ready to try to make a play. Okay. So now instead of going ball side, let's skip opposite. Okay, let's skip opposite and see how we can play behind that. Okay, I'm not going to stop you guys. Okay, you can score after you get 2 penetrations. Quick, go. There you go. Good. Score. Nice. We kind of showed you what kind of do in transition. This is kind of what we do in the half court. So now let's see if we're going to really screw you up, right? Because now I'm going to throw it off the glass. You're a wide runner, you're a rim runner. You don't get anything in transition. Here we go. Good. Space away. Not bad. Good. Good. There you go. Nice.
Good question. I think it affects us. One, it helps us more to be home with our families, one, and affects that part of your life. And then second, we're more efficient on who goes where and at what times. So efficiency is a big thing, and it helps out with the high school coaches, giving them a little bit more strength as far as being able to help where their kids decide to go to school.
The character of the individual that you're going to invest in, your money and your time for your university, high character kids do well, and they tend to stick around. Obviously, the transfer rate is something that we're all aware of.
How you are off the court is how you are on the court. It translates directly into your life. And social media is a big thing. We follow social media. Yep. Kids that we recruit, I follow them right away and see the kind of stuff they post. See if they post after their games, if they win or lost. If they're posting their highlights, it's about them. That's what they think. So doesn't necessarily make you a bad guy. It's just something that you want to be aware of.
It's new to us because it's not what we had when I was, playing the game at that level. But you can learn a lot. As a coach, when you're in the recruiting process, it's all about putting the pieces to the puzzle together. So you look at social media, you look at character, you look at all kinds of things to help paint the picture of the individual you're looking to invest your dollars in and your time in to help promote and to help your program and your university be better.
Well, when you come in and you start coaching, I was blessed enough to start right away at a high level school. So when you come in, you think you know more than you know. There's so much about college basketball that you don't know. So many different people that you have to become, and rules that you have to learn, and guys that you have to learn, and all of that stuff. So I would tell myself to have an open mind. I wanted everybody to know that I left my heart in it. I put my heart in it. When I touch something, I put my heart in it. I never tippy-toed around it. I went all in at it.
Learn as much as you can and network and meet as many people as you can and get to know as many people as you can. When I first started out, it was all about putting your head down and trying to work as hard as you can. And if the work showed up, then the results would come and you would have opportunities. And that's not always the case. You can work your butt off, but if you don't know the right people, it's hard to get your foot in the door in some other places. But that would probably be one of the biggest things, is just to get to know as many people as you can and continue to build real relationships.
Your legacy to be as a person and as a coach?
I would say my greatest coaching accomplishment is the fact that, we have a 95% graduation rate for our kids at every institution, university that I've been at. And I would want my legacy to be that, I did things the right way and treated people the right way, and our kids, they left better for when they got there. Like I helped them improve their lives and their lot in life, and because that's what my coaches did for me, and so I want to always be able to give that back and pay it forward. Because I don't think there's enough opportunities for young coaches to get together, to bounce ideas off each other, to learn, to help continue to develop their craft. And for me, it's an opportunity to be around a group of people that I think basketball up here is a very intense and very good situation. That people up here love their basketball. So an opportunity to come up here and learn from some different people and get to know a different part of the country. And I'm honored to be here and be with these other great coaches and people that were on this panel, and to be around the coaches that were, to be able to present to them and hopefully share some of my ideas.
I had the incredible opportunity to attend this year's Northwest Basketball Coaches Forum, along with 2 of my staff members, and I have to say that all of us were absolutely blown away. We were already excited enough obviously to make a 5-hour haul to just be a part of this event, but we had no idea that we were literally walking into history in the making. And if we don't stay on top of our game as coaches and as staff members, then how relevant are we to our kids? How are we gonna be propelling them to the next level if we don't even know what that next level looks like? So coaching seminars and any opportunities that we have to pour into ourselves and invest in ourselves to make us better leaders, I already believe is important. But this event specifically magnified that by like 100. They had an entirely all-black panel. Why would that be important to me? Because I got to see people that look like me, that are in places that I'm striving to get to, that have faced the same hurdles and the same hindrances that I have faced or I am facing right now. So they were able to meet me eye level and understand completely all these things that I've gone through and I'm currently going through, and teach me how to work through them, how to overcome them, how to get around these barriers that we're faced with, because they understood exactly what those barriers looked like. My greatest takeaway from the Northwest Basketball Coaches Forum that I never received at any other marketing or business or any other type of seminar was that these people were so humble and so genuine. And when this event comes back around next year, I highly recommend that you get on it ASAP. I'm willing to bet that these events are going to be sold out at some point. My staff and I are so excited for next year. We cannot wait. We know that just based off of the precedents that they set from this year, that they're going to be coming hard next year. And it's going to be bigger and badder than any event of this kind that we've ever seen. And we just cannot wait to be a part of it, to support it, and to help in any way that we can to make it grow.
It was absolutely amazing. It was my very first coaches clinic. And for that to be my intro into coaching, they definitely set the bar very, very high. I definitely would encourage you, if you missed out this time, make sure you make it to the next one. My hat's off to everybody who had a hand in that.
It was a great event. It was well ran. One of the best things about the event was the on-the-court skill development, defensive philosophy, offensive transition, drills that were more hands-on, that gave me, as a coach who likes to be hands-on at practice, an opportunity to sit back to see how other people do it. And I really appreciate all of their hard work putting on this event, and I definitely would recommend it to any coach next year.
Hi, my name is Morgan Comstock. I'm the head girls basketball coach at Kent Lake High School. I attended the Northwest Basketball Coaches Forum 2019, and if you missed this year, you don't want to miss next.
I thought it was a great event, well put together. What I liked most about it was there was a ton of coaches with a ton of experience at the Division I level. What I took from the event was the amount of resources that we were able to gather in one day. They were all pretty good about making sure we had their phone numbers, making sure that any questions that we had were answered, and I look forward to next year. I can't wait for the next event.
Man, it was an awesome time being around men of color, and the coaching aspect, our coaching circles aren't as wide, so it was a great opportunity for us to network and learn things beyond the X's and O's, man. It was a really good opportunity for us to learn how to network and how to really make our network our net worth, but also how to help brand programs and help these young people live beyond the game of basketball. So that was really awesome. I think that was the biggest thing that I took from this weekend. I look forward to seeing many of you who are watching this video next year attend this event. It's a great opportunity for you to see and grow and be around people that kind of sound and look and talk like you.
And I have to say I had an amazing experience as a young African-American college basketball coach. It was amazing to see a bunch of African-American coaches talk about their love for the game, teaching their love for the game, teaching their love for their players. I go to coaching clinics all over the world, and I've never seen so many African-American coaches on stage that look like me, talking about the same sport that I love, teaching me and helping me to get better. The energy was great from top to bottom. It grew a great crowd of people. It's definitely something that I would come back to. I definitely walked away with a lot of nuggets, feeling inspired going into season. So hats off and thank you to all of the coaches that helped put this together for the community.